Don't you forget you're special. Don't you forget you're special.
We were all born different, even those that look alike. Even twins have differences and can be identified.
Hello, everybody. My name is Olden Pawnees, and welcome to the Able Show podcast. I am joined with three amazing co-hosts.
Scott Ely.
Rebecca Cristancho.
Liz Holmes.
And also our resident DJ, DJ X-Ray. Here at the Able Show podcast, we're bringing you amazing people that are doing amazing things. Now, what you may not know about the Able Show podcast is this. 95% of the people working on this show have some form of disability, whether it's visible or invisible. But we are here to show you that we are all able. And today is no different. We are joined by an amazing individual who I found out is a doctor now. He is the creator and founder of the Indie Night Film Festival. Dr. Dave Brown will be joining us, and we'll get deep into his life and what he's doing, and of course, the Indie Night Film Festival. So we'll be right back.
You forget you're special. Don't you forget you're special.
Hey, you are special, and don't forget it. Even when everyone neglects to mention how you did for them when they didn't. I know.
In a world where creativity knows no bounds. Introducing Indie Night Film Festival, a celebration of independent cinema that brings together the brightest minds in the industry. From the heart of the USA to filmmakers around the globe, we invite you to submit your masterpiece and let your voice be heard.
Welcome back to the Able Show podcast, and we are joined on the white hot couch by Dr. Dave Brown. Welcome, Dave. Doc. Hey.
Doc Brown.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have fun with it.
Hey, it's glad to be here, bro.
I'm gonna start it off with the Indie Night Film Festival.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for that?
Well, let's see. I was a film student, film and theater at Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, and we had to do a short film before we graduated. Okay. And we did these short films. We would show them, and everybody would critique them, of course, to get a grade. And then there was a lot of great short films. You know what I'm saying? And you get a grade from it, and they put it up on the shelf after you graduate, right? And so when I got out to Hollywood, I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's this thing called Doughboys Dozen. And that was a place where they used to do reel-to-reel films, and you sit on the floor on beanbags, and everybody in Hollywood would be there, and you watch all these short films or these full feature films. Everybody like Eric LaSalle, everybody used to be back there. It used to be it's like the place where everybody the community, the people of actors and writers and directors would go. And so Eugene was one of the guys that was doing it, and he passed away. And so there was a void. So it's like nobody ever picked up, doing a film festival in Hollywood like that again. So then I was thinking, I was just like, I want to do a weekly film festival. Now they told me I couldn't do it. They said it would never, and they said, weekly? I said, yeah, I want to do a weekly film festival, And they said, well, you'll never have enough films. And first of all, you can't never tell a Morehouse man you can't do something. You just wrong. But when I started doing this film festival, there's a lot of films out there, but they don't have a lot of places to show the art. And so what I did was I said, my motto was this: why should you, wait once a year to be seen, and all this work in between? And most film festivals are once a year. But what I look at is, you work so hard to get a film out and do it, and then you want to get it displayed right away. So I'm like, okay, let me give everybody that opportunity to have it, to show their short films, web series, trailers, documentaries, and full features. I do it at the Chinese Theater, and it's weekly, and it's 12 years.
12 years.
Wow.
Every week for 12 years?
Yeah, 12 years.
Wow.
It's dope. I remember being there at the first one, and it's like seeing the movies and seeing the excitement in everybody's faces, having their babies, being seen.
But it's a great experience, and I've had a lot of stories. Like I had this one kid who's coming out of USC. And you gotta understand this, most of the filmmakers that are coming out of colleges are the ones that we need to really give that platform for, because that's what Hollywood wants. They want to see who's the next directors that's coming out, who's the next actors that's coming out. But like I said, there was this kid that was at USC that brought his short film, and this all happened, I'm about to tell you, in 3 years, in 3 year span, right? Brought his film, brought it to me. I was like, yo, we got to show this film. So I showed the film, and I called one of my partners down, Datari Turner, who's with Fox's production company. And so what we ended up doing is showing the film, and I had him host it that day. And I said, you got to see this guy. He saw this film, right? He saw him after that was over. He took him to CAA, got him signed with CAA.
Wow.
Which, big, agency. So,
start at the top.
Now, this all happened in a 3 year span. Took him to CAA, then he wrote Creed 2. Wow. Now, this is a writer and director. Then he wrote Space Jam 2. Right? So then he comes back to me and he's like, yo, I have a film that I have a bidding war with the studios, and I want to know if, I'm gonna say one of my friends can be in it. Now you gotta understand this, if you're dealing with an A-lister, most studios don't want to have a first-time director directing an A-list actor. Yeah. So he came back and said, I was like, yo, they want you to do this film. We did it. All of a sudden, they cloned Tyrone. I don't know if you've seen it.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I love it.
And that was the finished product of that.
And the friend is Jamie Foxx.
There you go.
Right.
Knowing himself.
Well, no. I wanted to say what it was after.
God dang. Yo, does that. He's friends with Jamie Foxx. He's friends with Morris Chestnut. He's friends with damn near everybody in Hollywood. But one of the things, he's a very humble guy. Now, I'm all seriousness.
Oh, thank you, man. I think when I came in this business back in '92, the one thing I always understood is that the only thing you own is your name. The people that are parking your cars to whoever's cleaning up the office is the one that can be running the company or whatever. You never burn bridges in Hollywood. Never, ever, because you never know how it's really quick how the turnaround, you can be down here and be up here. And that's in this business because everybody is given an opportunity from being around those that you're around, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're running a company or you're directing a film. And that's why I always tell all these actors, I said, be careful on set who you talk crazy to. Because, next thing you know, they saying action, and they saying cut. Or they're saying, hi, welcome to auditioning, you know what I'm saying? And you're sitting there, you're giving everybody the opportunity, and you go, I remember you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then again,
say that in basketball.
Yeah.
Don't diss the video guy. He's gonna be head coach soon.
There you go.
Or the general manager.
Sposa.
Eric Sposa.
Eric Sposa, yeah.
Mike Brown.
Yeah. So you just look at, I thank you for saying that, man. But even when I talk to everybody in the business, I say, hey, stay humble. I've seen a lot of people go up the ladder, and going up the ladder, they this and that. When they get up there, they turn on you, or they just act like they don't know you. But then when you come down that ladder, you want to do what? You want to call everybody. And they're like, nah, we knew how you were going up the ladder. Yeah. I'm a very spiritual guy, so I always feel like, God's gonna put you in front of when he's ready to. Because at the end of the day, he has to give you something to see and go through some stuff. Because I'm gonna tell you, it's nothing like going from here to there. And then a lot of people can't do what? They can't handle the altitude.
They can't handle the altitude. Exactly. So, all right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, more of Dr. Dave Brown.
I say this thing, in Hollywood you hear this word all the time, just no. No means next opportunity. And that's what we have to take in mind and just understand that, just because you don't get paid doesn't mean that you give up. Yeah. You keep going because it's all about the right person seeing you and respecting you. You gotta believe in yourself and everything goes from there.
Hey, what's up? This is Tyler Pratt. I just came out to Indie Night.
Welcome back to the Able Show podcast. Again, we are joined by the creator and founder and producer, blah, 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 of the Indie Night Film Festival. So, Dave, with the Indie Night Film Festival, it's like, is it, what's the charge to get in? Is it free? Is it,
no film festival is free. What we do is this, you have to pay a submission. Of course, I have a whole team that watches the films and stuff and look at them and see, if they're good, because you got to know what content you're putting up on the screen. And, and I'm down at the Chinese theater, so I got to be careful. You want to make sure that it's something for everybody. But, what we do is, even when we show certain films that may have stuff in them, curse words or may have some nudity, we let them know, hey, are any kids in the audience? Because you got to understand this, filmmakers start, young. Mm-hmm. And when I say young, they start young because I showed a film there and got a standing ovation for it, for this one kid, and I brought him out. He was a 14-year-old kid that shot it on his iPhone. Wow. And this is how I'm saying, you're touching these younger generations, and they work everything off their iPhone.
Yeah.
They use the cameras, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I always tell people, you never say you can't make it. You can never make a film. You have all the resources, you just gotta, be creative and do it. And these young kids are doing it. So I don't, I charge everybody to get in because I'm at the Chinese theater. But at the same time, you're giving everybody an opportunity to show your short films. And we know, let's just keep it real and honest. It's like, for a lot of films that go to Cannes or go to Sundance, it's a little bit more political. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people say they can't get their films into these places. Me, I'm no color lines. You know what I'm saying? I don't just show black films. I show black, white, Asian, and everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that in art, there is no color. When you're making films, you know what I'm saying?
Storytelling is, for everyone.
It's something that everybody, you'll be surprised by how talented people are. And I've gotten some great films that have just been brought over, and I'm just like, wow. But they just don't have, a lot of people, you just, think about just being thrown in LA. You can't go in LA and just take a script and just say, hey, here you go. Or take a movie and say, hey, I'm gonna do this movie. It just doesn't work like that. Or I wanna direct, or I wanna write. I tell you, it's all about, number one, who you know. Mm-hmm. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's about curating relationships. And that goes back to what I always knew, and I mean, a lot of people in Hollywood know, but when I came to Hollywood, I would also have events. And the reason why I would do events is this. I said, if I'm gonna build my community, I'm gonna do it where I want writers, actors, directors, producers, singers, athletes. I want everybody in entertainment business to come to one place, but you couldn't get in unless your name was on the list. I look at it as more because you never know. You bring people, and I say, out of sight, out of mind, how can I put you down if I don't see you? So if I bring everybody in one place, you like spackle. You guys know what spackle is?
Like the construction-y stuff?
Spackle is what's in between bricks.
Right, yeah.
So I'm gonna connect everybody together.
Okay.
You're the spackle?
I'm the connector. Yeah, I'm the connector. Put everybody together. If I know what and I go, I think you should meet this person over here.
Well, a lot of people call themselves that, but you're like the real one. You're the
I like that though. That's a great analogy.
Spackle, yeah.
Because if you think about it with the bricks,
it holds everything,
there, but then brings them together.
Brings them all together.
I like that. But I want to ask you this. Forget about you. Dr. Amos Brown.
Who, my dad?
Can we talk about your pops, please?
Man.
Please. People don't know the history of your dad.
I gotta say that my father's from Mississippi. My father's mentor was Medgar Evers. And we're doing a film about this now. Fox said we had to do this film. Jamie Foxx was like, yo, we got to tell this story. And Medgar Evers took my father at the age of 15 to the NAACP, where my father became the president of the NAACP youth group.
Wow.
That's where he met Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King told my father to go to Morehouse College. And when my father went to Morehouse College, Martin Luther King came and taught one semester in his life. But he taught 8 students. All 8 of them became big time in the civil rights movement. So it was my father, Julian Bond, and 6 others.
Wow.
And so we were like, we had to do a film on this because Fox came and sat down with my father and he was just telling him all the stories that was going on. And and just me as a kid, like I remember going back as a kid and the phone would ring. So my brother and I used to race to go see who gets the phone, right? So I grabbed the phone and I go, hello? Yes, this is President Jimmy Carter. I speak to Dr. Amos C. Brown.
Oh my God.
I'm like, who? President Jimmy Carter. Yeah, whatever. On the phone up, right? My dad came over, he's like, who's that on the phone? I said, somebody playing on the phone talking about he's President Jimmy Carter. I said, boy, give me the phone, I'm the president. So, I didn't know how big my dad is. And I don't think anybody, when you're a kid, you don't know how big your dad is until later on, you know? And it became such a, when I really knew was, you know, Oscar time in LA. Everybody goes to a big party. So CAA has the biggest party. So me and Fox go to this party, and I lie to you not, the door was straight ahead. The door opened up, in came President Clinton, right? And I'm like, oh man, I'm saying in my mind, he knows Pops. So he walks straight to me. I was like, it seemed like it just like was written. He walked straight to me, so I just put my hand out, and I said, hey, President Clinton, you know, I'm Dave Brown, I'm Amos Brown's son. He pulled me in. Now mind you, at CAA party, everybody in the place is watching the president and who he's talking to. He says, he comes to my ear and goes, hey, I love Amos. You know, Amos really got me elected. I really appreciate Amos. Amos is something else. You tell your mother Jane and Amos. So now everybody's watching me. They're like, what the is the president saying to Dave Brown? So then Fox is standing right over here, right? And he goes, Dave Brown, can anybody else say hello to the president? He knows my dad. And he goes, yeah, Jamie, Amos is something else. You gotta love Amos. And so everybody was like, this dude know the president, he know him. But you know, I didn't know how big he was. But then when my father he was a civil rights movement, he was a freedom rider. My father was a freedom rider. And so when my father got his file back from the FBI, from all the stuff that he went to jail and stuff with King, they had his name on it as the agitator. And I'm talking about the file was this big. So then I said, that's the name of the movie. The Agitator.
Oh, I got chills.
You know what I'm saying?
So good.
I got chills.
And so I was like, but to sit and listen to him and talk about everything that he went through, you know, and back in those times was something. So I look at it and say, hey, you know, I look at my dad and I say, yo, you're my rock. My parents are my rock. And when it goes back to when you asked me about what made me also start doing Indie Night was because my mom called me one day, you know, you're being in Hollywood, you know, you're doing all these different things. And, you know, you got to do things, you know, to survive, to make money come in. So I remember my mom telling me, she called me one day, she says, can I ask you something? I said, yeah. She said, you built this brand in Hollywood. Everybody knows you. They love to be around you. You throw all these parties. People leave drunk. They go home, they get in car accidents. They may beat their wives. They may beat their kids, whatever. What's your purpose? And I'm like,
Wow.
What do you mean? She says, what's your purpose? Go back doing what you came to Hollywood to do. Because sometimes you come to Hollywood, you get derailed sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I call people, you got microwave actors that come out here, they get caught up in the whole, whatever it may be, drugs and stuff, and then, you know, they're for a year and then they're gone the next. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't support the habit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she was like, what's your purpose? And that hit me.
I'll take a quick break. We'll come back more with Dr. Dave Brown.
I shoot my shot, but I won't miss it. Only way to go is go the distance. Nothing can shake me now.
Bay Area, I'm coming home. Indie Night Film Festival is coming to the Bay Area. I'm working alongside London Breed, the mayor of San Francisco, but I'm gonna be touching all of the Bay Area, letting them know that now's the time for you to submit your short films, web series, trailers, documentaries, and full features. For all you filmmakers, submit them now.
Welcome back to the Ava Show podcast. Again, we are joined by Dr. Dave Brown of the Indie Night Film Festival. And so when we went to break, you had a question. What it is? Go ahead.
So when your mother said this to you, what was the thing that struck you in your mind as your purpose?
Because our family purpose I've always been raised to help other people. And I think it's, look, I'm always, and everybody knows, and you know, that when I see people, I'm like, how you doing? You good? What do you need? I'm always want to know how you doing, you know what I'm saying? And give everybody that, you know, my father would help. He would bring, when I was growing up, we had refugees from Ethiopia staying at my house because he would bring them over so they can go to school, and then they would stay at the house and then become citizens. So I knew in our family, in our bloodline, it was all about helping others, helping people get to where they want to go. So when my mom said that, it was pretty much saying, you know, what's your purpose? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? How are you touching other people to help people? And what you're saying, let's go back to the foundation of what the seed that we built in you.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this on air, and I've never said this because I've never had an opportunity to have an interview with you to say publicly, but I definitely gotta say thank you to you because you'll probably remember it. I was going through my divorce, and I remember I called you and we were on the phone talking, like, yo man, come on through. I came over to your house and we just sat and talked and chilled. That meant so much to me because it kept me from doing probably something crazy, you know, in that moment.
I remember it.
And definitely want to say thank you to that for your friendship and just, that was, I remember, I've never forgotten it. It's just that I never had the public forum to say it to you. So I'm doing that
Oh
now.
man,
Thank you again.
From a brother to a brother, man, that's what we have to do. You know, we have to reach out. When someone's going through something, don't just shine. And it goes back to say this. I'm gonna just be honest with you, the social media, come on guys. I'm gonna say this, and I know we're on air and everything, but it's like, it's killing our people. It's killing everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, whenever we start thinking that it's about how many likes we have in the world, you know what I'm saying?
Or followers and
and everybody, you know, it's like, I noticed that now even in auditions when you go in there and say, how many followers you got? And
Right.
I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like,
That's crazy.
who cares?
Right.
How many followers you have? You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to just go look at your stories and go, hey, let me see how Olden's doing. No, my old school way is picking up the phone and saying, how you doing, Olden? You good? How's your day? And that's what we got to do more of. And you see a lot more people that are committing suicide that are doing this because they fake this page to make it look like their world is this, but then it's not.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to get a hold of our younger generation and let them know that we have to not
Connect.
use this as a connection because at the end of the day, it's all about speaking and feeling how a person, the energy of how a person is doing, and you're not gonna get it off.
Well, we were talking about that a bit with Dixon as well, how a lot more people are using real instruments now too. It's kind of
More
shifting
connected,
away.
Instead of using all the fake stuff and everything
I think
else.
AI is making people just not want the fakeness as much.
Well, the
so
way
big.
I know our world is going a certain way right now, and AI is something that we're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, it's very much not gonna change,
When you
but
really think about it, if you go back to our times when we were younger, all AI is
internet.
You look at what was the movie back in the day?
Back to the Future?
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Total
Terminator?
Recall?
Or Total Recall? Oh.
Terminator.
Terminator.
I mean, I'm just scared of the fact that when you can't control them.
Yeah.
When they start becoming becoming our police and everything, and they turn and say, hey, we running this now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, even the
always
little
say
guys doing the food delivery, they freak me out. They just go right through you.
Right. But I say this, ideas for movies come from what? Real stuff.
Real stuff.
Right.
So y'all got to get ready for it.
Oh yeah.
We got to get ready for it.
Oh, it's
For
already
Terminator
here.
and Total Recall.
So I wanted to go back to the instigator.
Yeah.
Now this is something that you guys, is it greenlit?
Yeah, they're writing it now. They're writing the script and everything
Agitator.
going right
I
now.
can't wait.
The Agitator, and it's gonna be great. And I told him, I said I want to do this because my
Agitator.
father has done so much. It's been great for me because I mean, even as a kid, my father said, go upstairs and put your great suit on. Come back downstairs. I'm like, oh, why we gotta get dressed today? Come back down to the living room. There's a guy that just got out of jail that's coming here to the house. It's Mandela.
Huh?
Sitting in my living room.
Oh,
No
What?
way.
Oh man, bro, you don't understand what I've experienced as a kid, but then it makes you,
Oh, my
you
goodness.
have to,
That's insane.
it makes you think, you know, a lot of people go, okay, now I get it.
That's insane.
Now they understand.
Kinda makes sense.
And it makes you think, this is what I want to do. And it came once upon a time, because my father is a big time minister, that once upon a time I was going to go into ministry. And I just felt like I had to do it. I remember telling my father, I said, I'm going to go in and be Reverend David Brown. And they were like, okay. Everybody was, I remember going to the church and everything, and I sat in front of the whole congregation. My father has a big congregation. And the ladies go, oh Lord, I knew you was gonna be you. I knew it was gonna be you. And then I went back to school, and then I said, wait, am I doing this because of my parents? Or am I doing this because I love it? I want to do it. Yeah. And because my parents had so much of, you know, light on my life, I said I have to do what I need to do and want to do, but then I can still be a minister in different ways. And this is what I do in Hollywood. I tell everybody all the time and say, hey, this is what we have to, I would not have made it in this business this long if I didn't have my spiritual background.
Well, okay.
Yeah, you gotta have God. There's so many.
You're gonna be a minister,
here.
but I need you to administer one Privé glasses.
Well, I got
we
you.
need to talk about Privé right quick. So
well, you know,
tell us about that.
Well, you know, I work with Jamie Foxx also and his management team. So what we did was, I mean, you know, there's so many different brands that he has, which he has the glasses. And the thing was going to the glasses, which is crazy. Back when we were doing the tours, he would go buy some glasses that were like $1,500, right? And then he'd go on the tour and he's performing and stuff and take the glass off and throw it in the audience. Now we gotta go buy another pair. So, you know, he was like, or he would have some glasses and leave them somewhere and be like, hey, gotta wait, gotta get them up here. So what we did was this, he started talking about Privé Revoke, which is they're quality glasses, but for a good price. And everybody wears them, from J-Lo to, everybody is wearing them. And
that's it.
So it's Privé Revokes, and we've been out, and so we gotta get you some glasses, by the way.
It's a French name, Privé, P-R-I-V-E, Revaux, R-I-V-A-U-X.
Revaux.
Is it A-U-X or A-U?
Hey, yep, you got it.
Yeah, those are nice.
So,
like
I mean, you know, we gotta get you guys some glasses so you guys sit here with some Privé Revoke. And these are prescription, and they're prescription.
I was gonna say, do they do, because these are
prescription.
prescription,
So I have, you know,
Okay, what else? What else?
they'll do prescription.
Okay, glasses, what else?
And I know what else.
we know what he's getting to.
He wants that BSB.
Yeah.
He like that BSB. But brown sugar bourbon, yeah.
Brown sugar, baby.
Ooh.
It's, you know, it's our competitor is the other, what's the?
We ain't gonna mention them.
Yeah, we ain't gonna mention them. Yeah. But, you know, it's about giving everybody a nice, smooth taste.
That's all I've heard. It is really delicious.
It is incredible. Like, you can
Sounds
just take it and put on
amazing.
some ice and just enjoy. You put some lemon in it, lemonade. But we've been, it's been a blessing, man. We just launched a new bottle. Okay. And
Amazing.
It's
You said it's VSP?
BSB.
BSB.
And it's selling like crazy.
I bet. That
Everybody,
sounds amazing.
go get your BSB.
Is it just here in California, or you guys distribute
All
it?
the United States.
Wow.
All over.
They're big time. Big time.
And so, you know, but go get it though.
I want a pair of shades and on the rocks.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure I bring up some BSB and some glasses for you guys. I mean,
Sounds good.
If you trust my pickings in the glasses,
Yes,
I'll make sure you guys just trust.
I have full
I trust
confidence.
So how can people find you?
So you can find me at I'm on website. Well, my film festival is IndieNightFF.com, and then I have you know, I'm at Dave Brown USA.
Not Dr. Dave Brown?
Well, the doctor's in there. You know, the doctor's in there. But Dave Brown USA, and then you can also, you know, we're on Instagram as well as Indie Night FF. You know, on Instagram. Yeah, got it, definitely.
Be an honor.
On behalf of Scott, Rebecca, and Liz, and of course DJ X-Ray, I'm Owen Polanese. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Remember, we are all able.